Have you ever had the feeling that the world is about to change radically? And that, in some way, you are part of it? Maybe you think it's exaggerated. Maybe you think it's crazy. But what if I told you that there is an ancient prophecy, mentioned by several spiritual traditions, that points to exactly this moment, and even more, to this night? This is not just any prediction. It is a warning to the awakened. The chosen 144,000 are being called to unite on the spiritual plane for something that can alter the vibrational structure of the planet. Yes, tonight. And no, this has nothing to do with religion or superstition. It has to do with spiritual activation, awakening of consciousness, and the silent transformation that thousands of people are experiencing at the same time, in different parts of the world. Do you feel that too? An inner restlessness, more intense dreams, almost absurd synchronicities? Well, you know, these are signs. And if you're reading this right now, it's no coincidence. It is part of your calling. And what you'll find out next, it can change everything. On this silent night, where the sky seems to hide ancient secrets, something extraordinary moves behind the scenes of the invisible. A prophecy begins to be fulfilled, not as in a fictional movie, but as an inner calling, which beats in the hearts of the 144,000 chosen. These beings, scattered throughout the world, begin to recognize themselves spiritually, not by appearance, but by vibration. It is as if a specific vibrational frequency is tuning your souls into the same station, that of spiritual activation. And those who feel this know, it is not imagination, it is spiritual remembrance awakening. Many go to sleep tonight without knowing that the awakening of consciousness is not done with the eyes open, but with the spirit in tune. Those who hear the call notice small coincidences, or rather, synchronicities, that intensify. Lucid dreams, visions, even goosebumps without explanation, all this is part of the process. Multidimensional reality is no longer an esoteric theory, it is a subtle perception that manifests itself in everyday life. This energetic recalibration starts out smooth, like a breeze, but quickly turns into a wind that changes destinies. The mission of the soul begins to become clearer. Some wake up in the middle of the night feeling an invisible presence, an inexplicable certainty that something big is happening. Awakening is not comfortable, it messes with beliefs, with the ego, with free will. But it is necessary, because we are on the verge of an unprecedented planetary transformation. And as good light workers, the awakened ones need to prepare, because the signs of spiritual activation are already emerging with force. Suddenly, in the middle of the day, a wave of energy runs through the body for no apparent reason. At night, dreams gain cinematic intensity, with messages that seem more real than reality itself. These are just a few energetic symptoms that indicate that spiritual activation is in full swing. It's not an exaggeration, it's spiritual biology in action. Spiritual DNA is beginning to answer the call of the new age. The 144,000 chosen know, even if intuitively, that this is not a disease, it is awakening. Do you feel like you're out of place in the ordinary world? A kind of disconnection with everything that is superficial? This is another indication. Higher intuition emerges as a guide, and everything around it seems to take on a new meaning. Some report hearing sounds that others do not hear, or feeling vibrations in specific places, as if reality were more sensitive, more alive. This heightened sensitivity may be confusing at first, but it's also a gift. It is the spiritual body aligning with a new vibrational frequency. For those who are going through this, the recommendation is simple: stop judging yourself. It's not your head thing, it's a realignment. Meditating helps, and it doesn't have to be complicated. You can start with 10 minutes when you wake up, listening to solfeggio sounds or frequencies of 432 Hz. Keeping a dream journal is also an excellent practice. It reveals patterns and activates cosmic memories that slept. Because deep down, what you're experiencing isn't confusion, it's spiritual convergence, and the signs are getting clearer and clearer. Have you ever found yourself feeling that something inside you is turning on, as if a sleeping part is coming back to life? This is no coincidence. It is your spiritual DNA responding to the energetic activation that is spreading among the chosen 144,000. We are talking about something beyond traditional biology. It is a vibrational upgrade that awakens intuitive, empathetic, and even healing abilities, as if old gifts are coming home. And no, you're not going crazy. It's getting awake. These changes don't just affect your body. They reverberate in your energy field, influence your emotions, your mind, and even the people around you. The transformation is collective, because everything is interconnected. When one recalibrates one's vibration, one contributes to planetary transformation. It is the famous butterfly effect, but at a quantum level. A light worker who activates their DNA can influence an entire neighborhood without even leaving their home. Just keep their frequency high and their heart in service to the collective. Do you want to activate this more consciously? Start by taking care of what goes into you: living foods, uplifting readings, true connections. Books such as James Hillman's The Code of the Soul or Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now help unlock this process. And remember, these changes can be accompanied by intense energetic symptoms, chills, dizziness, or even moments of deep introspection. But all of this is part of the great awakening of consciousness. And the signs don't stop there. There is something almost magical about realizing that certain numbers, encounters and coincidences begin to repeat themselves in your life. But for those who are attuned to the vibrational frequency of the chosen 144,000, this goes beyond coincidence. It is pure cosmic resonance. When the universe begins to communicate with you through synchronicities, it is because your consciousness is attuned to the Earth's energy matrix. And the number 144,000, more than a symbol, is a living frequency, a vibrational reminder of your purpose. Have you ever noticed when you think of someone and they call you? Or when you look at the clock and it reads 11:11 repeatedly? These manifestations are small confirmations that your heightened intuition is functioning as a spiritual radar. And the more you pay attention, the more they happen. It's as if the universe is saying, "Keep going, you're on the right track." These synchronicities do not arise by chance. They are portals of perception within an expanding multidimensional reality. A practical tip: start recording these occurrences. Write down the numbers that are repeated, the dreams, the unexpected encounters. Create a synchronicity journal. This simple habit begins to activate your heightened sensitivity and reveals patterns that have been hidden. And the more aware you are of this, the more you align with your soul mission. Because when quantum energy starts to conspire in your favor, life stops being random, and it begins to become a cosmic choreography. From an early age, many feel that they do not fit into normal. It's as if they were out of place, living in a world where everything seems too strange. If you carry this feeling, know it, you could be one of the 144,000 chosen. There are signs that can't be ignored: heightened sensitivity, connection to nature, an intuition that screams when something isn't right. These are clear marks of those who have a different spiritual DNA, which vibrates in another tune, beyond what the eyes see. Other signs become more evident over time: an almost uncontrollable desire to help others, to live with purpose, to seek answers outside the conventional. These traits do not come by chance. They are part of the spiritual programming that you carry. People like this are often the first to feel the energetic symptoms of awakening: sudden tiredness, subtle sensations in the body, an inexplicable urge to change everything. And it is in this inner chaos that the real work of light begins. Want to know if you are part of this group? Notice how you react to the pain of the world. If it affects you deeply, if you feel like something needs to be done, that's a powerful clue. The chosen ones have a silent calling, which whispers until it is impossible to ignore. And even if the path is lonely, it is full of synchronicities that confirm, you are not alone. Because spiritual activation brings together a new network of awakened souls, ready to prepare for the big event. For those who already feel that something greater is approaching, spiritual preparation is no longer an option, it is an urgent need. The chosen 144,000 are being called upon to raise their vibrational frequency, and this begins with simple and conscious choices. Light food, rich in fruits, vegetables and whole grains, helps keep the body clean and receptive. But it's not just what goes in through the mouth, it's also what goes in through the eyes and ears. Movies, music, news. All of this recalibrates your energy, for better or for worse. Spiritual discipline may seem rigid, but in practice it is like brushing the teeth of the soul every day. Creating the habit of meditating, of connecting with nature, of being silent for a few minutes to listen to your elevated intuition, already transforms your energy profoundly. A bath with coarse salt and herbs like rosemary or lavender can cleanse subtle fields. And being in contact with other light workers, even if it's online, helps strengthen your soul mission. We are networked, even if each one is in a corner of the world. If you want to take this preparation seriously, start observing yourself. What old patterns are pulling you down? What habits do you maintain out of fear and not love? Preparation for this great event does not require perfection, but rather firm intention. And remember, the more you prepare, the more sensitive you become to the signs of the multidimensional reality that opens up. And with this sensitivity, also come challenges that need to be faced with spiritual courage. Make no mistake, awakening is not a walk in the cosmic park. On the contrary, it is like going through a storm without losing direction. The 144,000 chosen ones undergo intense tests, family conflicts, existential crises, energetic symptoms that defy even logic. And all of this is part of the process. Resistance comes not only from the outside, but from within: old beliefs, mental patterns, and the ego trying to maintain control. But it is precisely in these moments that the work of light shows its strength. Imagine that each challenge is a kind of energetic password to access new levels of consciousness. When you face pain with love, you activate dormant parts of your spiritual DNA. And that's where the real transformation happens. Practical examples. Forgive those who hurt you, even without an apology. Say no to what no longer feeds you. Choosing silence when everything around screams. These small attitudes are great acts of service to the collective, even if they seem invisible. Yes, there will be days when you will doubt everything. You will wonder if this mission of the soul makes sense, if it is worth the effort. And that's where you need to remember, you didn't come to Earth to go with the flow, but to change the current. Each obstacle overcome is an energetic recalibration that expands your consciousness and fine-tunes your attunement with the new age. And just ahead, with this new strength, comes the spiritual responsibility of something even greater. With spiritual activation underway, awakening is only the first step. What comes next is the call to act, no longer just for itself, but for the whole. The 144,000 chosen ones did not come to Earth to accumulate common experiences, but to co-create a new Earth. This requires spiritual responsibility, something that goes beyond mystical practices. It's about living with intention, uplifting environments with your presence, and becoming a channel of healing and light wherever you are. The mission of the soul is not theoretical. It is lived, every day. Being a light worker is more than beautiful, it's intense. It is saying yes to a life with purpose, even when it means giving up certainties. It means acting with compassion, even when there is chaos. The quantum energy that surrounds this new age responds to the vibrational frequency of each choice. Every gesture of kindness, every word of encouragement, every wise silence is a seed planted in the soil of planetary transformation. And when those seeds germinate, they create multidimensional realities all around. Spiritual responsibility also involves guiding, inspiring, serving. But without imposing, without judging, always respecting the free will of the other. The true spiritual master does not shout, he vibrates. And its vibration touches souls. The chosen ones are being guided to remember who they are, not to think they are superior, but to put themselves at service. And in this quiet, humble, consistent service, the prophecies begin to take shape. Prophecies that are being fulfilled now. Many ancient spiritual traditions speak of a time when everything would change, and that time is now. It's no longer theory, it's evidence. Spiritual convergence is happening before our eyes, even though many do not realize it. The prophecies about the chosen 144,000, quoted in sacred texts, are coming to life at this very moment. And no, it's not something distant, too mystical, it's here, now, in the details of your routine, in the heightened emotions, in the synchronicities that repeat themselves with almost mathematical precision. It's curious how what seemed too esoteric begins to make total sense when you live in the skin. The spiritual activation, the planetary transformation, the emergence of a new Earth, everything is aligned. Just look carefully to see the signs, climate changes that reflect internal changes, systems falling down to make way for the new, people waking up overnight. This prophecy is not fulfilled with a spectacle, but with a high vibrational frequency. With souls saying yes to the mission of the soul. And this compliance is not passive. It requires active participation from each of the chosen ones. Prophecy does not come true alone, it needs hands, voices, willing hearts. Each step you take toward the truth activates another stretch of that collective destiny. And there is a simple but extremely powerful gesture that can seal this commitment to your new reality. There is an almost forgotten power in symbolic actions. It is as if, by declaring something with intention, you activate dormant codes within your spiritual DNA. And at this particular moment in the journey, there is a simple but profoundly transformative gesture, clearly stating that you are awake and ready. It's not just about writing words, it's about energetically sealing your pact with the new age. The chosen 144,000 know, when something is declared to the universe responds forcefully. Commenting, "I'm awake and ready," may seem trite, but it's a modern initiation ritual. It's like lighting a candle in digital, throwing an anchor of light in the immensity of the network. This phrase reverberates on the subtle planes and activates an energetic recalibration that aligns your vibrational frequency with the flow of planetary transformation. Many report that after this act, they begin to feel a heightened intuition, revealing dreams, and a clearer connection to service to the collective. And if you feel the urge to write this now, don't hesitate. It is a sign that your soul recognizes the moment. Multidimensional reality is more accessible than ever, and simple actions have quantum power. This statement can be your first practical step as a light worker, a way to show the universe, with clarity and courage, that you are ready to take on your mission. Now that you understand what is happening and the powerful role you can play, the question that remains is, what are you going to do with this knowledge? You will go about your routine as if nothing was changing. Or will you consciously choose to raise your frequency, take on your soul mission, and join the collective awakening of the chosen 144,000? That choice is yours, and that's precisely where free will comes into play. Are you ready to live with purpose, or will you continue to be anesthetized in the old schedule? Think, how many more signs do you need to receive to accept that your calling is real? How many synchronicities will emerge until you realize that it is no coincidence? The time to act is now. Start with one step. Declare, "I am awake and ready." Meditate. Take care of your energy field. Connect with those who vibrate in the same tune. Because if you've made it this far, it's because you're part of this planetary transformation, and denying it is like trying to sleep with the sun rising on your face. If this content touched something inside, subscribe to the channel and activate notifications. Thus, you continue to access teachings that will broaden your vision and strengthen your spiritual journey. It's not just about learning, it's about remembering. And now, the next step is yours.